Big Brother Bishop, the elder, called, and the chair of African Union responded. The need is dire. We need professionals. Hello, viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching this episode. Continuing with the conversation, reflecting on my children's book titled Resuscitating Kenya. It's based on a book that I wrote in 2010, narrating the incident dubbed post-election violence that followed a hotly contested election. And again, not from a political analysis perspective, not from a cultural heritage, reflecting on a sad incident that evoked anxiety and feelings of sadness among Kenyans, whether at home or abroad. It caught the attention of international media. And so Kenyans watched helplessly as the country deteriorated into a dark spot. It's been recorded as the worst political point in the history, the worst point in the political history of the nation, post-independence history. So, as the title implies, the goal was to resuscitate the nation. But how? To do this, one needs individuals trained in first aid and CPR. By the way, in my context where I work, I have to be recertified every year. I have to get certification of first aid and CPR training. But I'm telling you, I'm not a medic, a clinician, and I cannot give a diagnosis and a treatment. But know the basics that can help keep someone breathing as we wait for help. So I have that training, but I work in a health system. And if there was a code blue or a call that someone is suffering a medical emergency, I will not be the first to arrive. But yes, I will come and see what can I do, maybe clear the space, maybe carry something, bring an equipment. But the clinicians, those who are trained in medical interventions, will take the first, will step ahead, will take the front line. So training does not make me an expert, but I know who to call or when to call, to make that call when there is need. It's only first aid, but it does not treat. So similar to the country, it was important to get that first aid, to get someone who knows what the symptoms are, what to look for, and what message to relay and who to relay that message to. It was like holding the space and giving the individual, the nation, a fighting chance when the actual help arrives. So that is what the bishop did. He checked for pulse. He started CPR, but would really relay the message and really hope that help arrives shortly, quickly, because all that will do is keep the nation in a holding space. I write on page 10. The bishop reported back to the rest of the nation that Kenya could still be rescued. Most Kenyans were both willing and determined to solve the problem. So he started the process, but had to leave soon after because he realized his limitation and what was needed to keep this nation at least breathing so the nation can stand back on its feet. So the next expert to come was the chairman of the African Union. He attempted CPR and placed the nation on a recovery mode and informed the older sibling, the United Nations, that the country needed a stronger and more serious dose of diplomacy to keep on breathing normally again and to be able to actually sustain its citizens. At this stage, it was decided that the former General Secretary of the United Nations, who had the time and the expertise, should lead a team of eminent persons from the African continent to mediate between the warring sides. So the teams The team led by the former Secretary of the United Nations was assembled under this former General Secretary. And there was the First Lady, the former First Lady of South Africa, and the former President of the immediate nation, Tanzania. The three arrived shortly: the former Secretary of the United Nations, the former First Lady in South Africa, and the former President of Tanzania. Those were the three eminent African leaders, elders, representatives of the United Nations who arrived on the scene to begin the important work of resuscitating Kenya. It was very important that Kenya starts breathing normally again. Why, with people dying every single day of the conflict, the country was losing its life, and that could lead to a failure of the Kenyan nation as we know it. Each person dead was breath taken away from the country. If the death and the destruction were to continue, the splendid body called Kenya will soon be left lifeless, littered with hatred and discord. No one wanted to see that happen. Both Kenyans, their brothers and sisters, and the world at large. Help arrived while the country was on the holding mode. The chair of the African Union beckoned the clinical team, and the team arrived. They had the time, the resources, the capacity to finish the job. Their efforts echo the words of the scripture that I shared in the last episode from Proverbs 17:17. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. Their effort, they came in as a brother. They are representatives of the United Nations, but in Africa, they are the elder brothers and sisters responding to a need of a sibling to begin conversations, to begin the process. So in the next episode, we'll ask, how did they initiate the process that brought the warring parties together in dialogue, that initiated the conversation of peace? Join us in the next episode. Before then, we need your feedback. Share your feedback, share your comments, share your insight, join the conversation for our shared heritage, our shared identity, our shared cultural identity, the country of Kenya. Join the conversation as we anticipate the 2027 general elections. And hope for the best, but hope only is not enough. Hold the leaders in account by reminding them of how far we have come, reminding them of what happened in 2007 that can easily happen if they do not determine purpose to maintain good governance, the ingredients for a good governance, democracy, human rights, peaceful coexistence, and ensure that internal structures are working, leading to the election, during the election, and following the election. Internal systems in place. The judiciary is working so that the next generation of Kenyans never have to witness a similar deterioration of the system, of the nation. Thank you for joining us today. Till next time, on behalf of the Ebenezer team, wishing you a gentle week. Ebenezer.